So today we will discuss about solving absolute value equations. Just to start with, the meaning of absolute value is when you have, for example, -3 inside the absolute value symbol. The value of that becomes +3. If you have a +3 inside the absolute value symbol, that makes it a +3. So what it is saying is whatever is inside the absolute value symbol becomes a +3. Becomes a positive number. So how do we incorporate this to solving equations involving absolute value? So let us begin. For my example number 1, I'm going to use absolute value 3x equals 9. So how do we solve this is we are going to remove the absolute value sign, making it become 3x. But this time, we're going to make this a 9. However, we're also going to solve the side that is a -9. And then we will solve for x. So the x is 3. And the second value of x is -3. Therefore, your answer should be 3, -3. Okay, so example number 2. Absolute value b over 5 equals 1. So once again, let's remove the absolute value symbol. So b over 5 equals 1. However, on this side, you're going to have b over 5 equals -1. Like what we used to do before, the denominator must be removed by multiplying 5 on this side. Whatever you do on the left, you do on the right. Same as with this one. And then now this cancels out and becomes a 1. Your b is a +5. The second value of b is -5. Your answer should be 5, -5. Example number 3. Absolute value 5x plus 5 equals 45. Please know that when you are solving for equations involving absolute value, what you want to happen is one side should be solely for absolute value expressions. So this right here must be removed. Therefore, your next step should look like this. And then it will become like this. This is the only time that you can start the process of removing the absolute value symbol and having two answers. So you're going to now have 5x equals +40. But then on this side, you're going to have 5x equals -40. So now your x is 8. The second value of x is, that's just a 5. Second value of x is -8. So for example number 4, I have absolute value of 7p plus 4 over 8 equals 3. So once again, you cannot solve this side unless this is purely absolute value expression. So this one has to be removed. So that is going to be done by multiplying 8 on both sides. And that will now become a 1. And this will be 7p, absolute value of 7p plus 4 equals 24. Then and only then can we now do the process of turning this into a positive and negative and removing the absolute value and isolating your variable. So let us begin. So this now becomes 7p plus 4 equals 24. You have two sides of it, so 7p plus 4 equals negative 24. This is 7p equals 24 minus 4. That is 7p equals 20 over 7. P is... So our final answer is 20 over 7 on this side. However, on this side, we're going to have 7p equals negative 24 minus 4. That is 7p equals negative 28. Divide by 7 both sides. P is negative 4. So our answer for this example are 20 over 7 and negative 4. Okay, for our last and final example, we have 5 minus 8, absolute value negative 20n, absolute value equals negative 75. And again, I will reiterate, whenever you're solving for absolute value, this side or one side must be solely dedicated for the absolute value expression. And so this 5 and negative 8 must go away. So how do you do that is this. The 5 will move to the other side, so that's negative 75 minus 5. This now will turn to negative 8 absolute value, negative 2n absolute value equals negative 80. That must be removed by dividing. So this side now is just the absolute value, and this side is 10, positive 10. So now that this side is solely dedicated for absolute value, we can now solve by doing this. And solving for the variable. Divide by negative 2. N is negative 5. And here divide by negative 2. N is 5. Answer for this is negative 5, 5.